As the misty rain deepened into a rhythmic hum, Ilara stood at the base of the great elder tree, sensing a vibration beneath her feet that felt like a slow, ancient heartbeat.
Suddenly, the fog parted to reveal a massive elk, its antlers draped in thick emerald vines and glowing blue fungi, towering over the forest floor like a living cathedral. The giant elk let out a low, resonant bugle that shook the very needles from the trees, a sound that carried the secrets of 1,000 years. Ilara noticed strange shimmering symbols appearing on the tree bark, reacting to the creature's presence, like stars waking up in the daylight. From the shadows of the ferns, a pair of eyes the size of shields blinked open, belonging to a great grizzly covered in layers of ancient stone and moss. The stone grizzly didn't attack. Instead, it bowed its heavy head, acknowledging Ilara as the keeper of the park's deepest mysteries. A gentle wind began to swirl, carrying whispers in a language forgotten by humans, echoing through the hollows of the massive redwood trunks. Ilara followed the grizzly deeper into the sacred grove, where the trees grew so close together they formed a wall of living wood. In a clearing, she found a spring where the water flowed upward, defying gravity, fueled by the magic of the forest titans. A giant owl, with wings spanning 40 feet, descended silently from the canopy, its feathers shimmering like wet silk in the twilight. The owl spoke not with words, but with images projected into Ilara's mind, showing a darkness creeping into the roots of the forest. A black ichor was seeping from the ground, wilting the ferns and turning the beautiful mist into a choking purple haze. The titans were restless. The giant elk stomped its hooves, causing a localized tremor that cracked the earth near the source of the rot. Ilara realized she needed to find the heart of the forest, a mythical gem buried beneath the roots of the oldest titan, to purify the land. She climbed onto the back of the stone grizzly, her small hands sinking into the thick, wet moss of its shoulder. They charged through the underbrush, the bear's heavy paws thundering against the sodden earth as the purple haze closed in. As they reached the center of the park, they were met by a wall of thorns that grew at an unnatural speed, blocking their path. The giant elk appeared beside them, using its massive antlers to tear through the thorny barrier like it was dry straw. Beyond the wall lay the great void, a place where the redwoods had turned to white stone, frozen in time and silent. In the center of the white forest stood a creature of shadows, a twisted titan that fed on the life force of the park. The twisted titan let out a screech that shattered the silence, its long, spindly limbs reaching for the stone grizzly. Ilara jumped from the bear's back, sprinting toward the base of the central white tree where the heart was hidden. The ground turned into a swamp of black oil, trying to pull her down into the depths of the forest's sorrow. The giant owl dived from the sky, grabbing Ilara's shoulders and lifting her just above the treacherous oil. It dropped her onto a high root, where she saw a pulsing green light emanating from a crack in the white bark. She reached inside and grasped the heart of the forest, a crystal that felt warm and hummed with the song of the rain. The moment she touched it, a wave of emerald energy blasted outward, turning the white stone back into living wood. The twisted titan dissolved into a swarm of harmless moths, which fluttered away into the misty canopy. The black oil turned back into clear, life-giving water, and the ferns instantly uncurled, greener than ever before. The forest titans gathered around Ilara, their presence no longer heavy with worry, but light with gratitude.
The giant elk nudged her hand, its fur soft against her skin, leaving behind a dusting of golden pollen.
Ilara placed the heart back into the tree,
but this time it stayed visible, a beacon for all the creatures of the park. The rain began to sing a new melody, a song of renewal and the eternal bond between the giants and their guardian.
She sat at the base of the tree, the stone grizzly resting its head in her lap, as the sun finally pierced the thick mist. Far above, the giant owl patrolled the skies, its silhouette a symbol of protection over the Redwood National Park.
The ancient runes on the trees began to glow with a steady, permanent light, guiding lost travelers to safety. Elara knew her journey was far from over, for the forest titans had many more stories to tell to those who would listen. As the moon rose, the forest became a theater of bioluminescence, with every leaf and stone glowing in harmony. The whispers of the titans were no longer warnings, but a gentle lullaby that put the entire park to a peaceful sleep. And so the legacy of the Redwood Giants continued, protected by the girl who spoke the language of the rain.